Welcome to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James.
Hey everyone, it's Jessen James here, and welcome to another episode of the Mind Over Money podcast. If you are new to us, welcome. If you are not new to us, welcome back. Now, you know the drill. This podcast only gets traction when you guys engage with it. That means if you haven't subscribed already or liked on your favorite platform, can you please do it now? Why? Because there's so much noise out there and people need to hear, especially this episode is very, very important. So make sure you like, make sure you leave us a review, make sure you share with somebody that you love. Now, this podcast, as you know, is dedicated to helping you level up your mindset, especially when it comes to earning money and earning what you deserve. Now, this particular episode is an emergency broadcast. Now, what do I mean by that? Look, everybody knows Jessen as the person who's your champion. I'm here to lift you up. I'm here to support you. I care. I'm a former nurse, for those of you who didn't know. I love people and I want to see people win. And people know me for being that compassionate Jessen who helps people, who supports them, who shows them love, who gives them encouragement, who gives them strategies. And that's beautiful. And that is who I am at a core. Now, those of you who followed me for many years will know that every now and then I lose it and I flip. And why do I do that? It's because, my friends, sometimes you need someone like me to come along and interrupt your pattern so that you can step into your greatness. Now, what am I talking about? During this emergency broadcast, I am going to say some stuff that maybe you won't want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. And possibly by the end of this, you may not even like me very much, and that's okay. Because when you come to your senses and you look back on this in many years to come and go, hey, Jessen was right, you'll then realize that I did this because I actually give a damn about you and your success. And you know what my downfall is? Sometimes I care about you more than you care about your damn self. So when I'm going to say what I'm going to say in a moment, I want you to listen with an open mind. I also want you to depersonalize everything that I'm saying and don't turn it into Jessen's being mean to me, Jessen's being horrible to me, me, blaming everybody. This needs to stop anyway, which I'll talk about in a moment. But look, what I'm going to share in this emergency broadcast is going to wake you up to the point where you stop sitting around living the life of mediocrity that you have subscribed to and step into your freaking greatness. I want you to listen to this podcast 10 times, 20 times, 50 times. Have it on loop every single freaking day if you need to. Share it with people. Save it on your freaking favorite list, whatever it is. I don't care how you do this. If you need to listen to this every single day to win, then do that. But what I'm going to share with you isn't for the faint-hearted. Like I said, you might not like what I'm going to say, but at some point you're going to turn around and go, you know what? I needed to hear that. So thank you, Jessen. So let's get stuck into it. What is this emergency broadcast about? Well, here's the thing. Every single one of you who listen to this are on a journey to greatness. You're on a journey to build your life. You want to have an extraordinary life, if you call it that, right? Here's my bugbear, though. You're busy wanting these things, but many of you, not all of you, but many of you aren't actually putting in the work. Now, at this point, this is when you go, oh, I've heard this all before. It's the hard work talk. Yes, it is. It is the hard work talk, because some of you are freaking allergic to it because you are too comfortable. Look, we live in a world where many of us, including me, were born into a lifestyle where as soon as we were born, we didn't have to do anything. We had it all given on a plate. We cried, we got fed. We wet ourselves, we got changed. As we get older, we get housed, we get clothed. Everything is handed to us on the plate, to the point where when we get into adulthood and realize that, oh my goodness, I've got to pay my own bills. Oh my gosh, I've got to provide for myself. Suddenly, we're like, what the hell do we do right now? And that is because unconsciously we were de-skilled when we were getting brought up. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I'm a parent too. I will give anything to my kids. I'll support my kids. I'll lift them up. But every single day, I'm teaching them lessons. I'm making them conscious that life isn't about you getting handed stuff on a plate. Now, why am I telling you that? Well, look, You have lost your drive, that thing that's in us, that innate desire as human beings to go out there and hunt and gather has gone because you were never brought up with it. Look, there's evidence to suggest that animals, even lions who live in a zoo, die sooner than lions who live in the wild. Now, you might think that's crazy, but let me break it down for you. A lion who lives in a zoo hasn't got to fight for its food or hunt. It gets brought to them on a plate. A lion in a zoo doesn't have to go out there and find a mating partner. It gets brought to them on a plate. A lion in a zoo doesn't need to fight and defend and worry about enemies. Why? Because it's safe and it's protected. And you know why the lion dies early? Because it loses its desire for life. It loses its mojo. It loses that zest. And you, my friend, have lost your zest because it's easy. You don't need to do any work and you'll be okay. Many of you listening to this, especially the people in the UK, all you've got to do is go and sign on and say, I've got no money, and they'll give you freaking free money. They'll give you a free freaking house. They'll give you free food. We live in a world where you get bailed out every single time. And as a result of that, you're not as resourceful as what you could be. Because there's a saying in life, right? You don't know how strong you are until being strong is the only option you've got. Now, there's a lesson in that. What can you learn from that? Some of you have never really had to be strong. When was the last time that you really had to dig deep and be strong? Now, some of you could probably pull up a memory. Here's my problem, though. You don't live like that every day. You don't live like that every day. You lived like that when you had to, because you had to. And right now, every single one of you who follow me and listen to me and want to make more money, who want to have a better career, who want to jumpstart their business, who want to grow their business, who want to scale, who wants to retire their wife, who wants to buy a house for their parents, who wants to fly around the world and take their children with them. All of you who follow me because you want these wonderful things, my friend, you are not doing the things that you should be doing because you don't have to. You don't. When you wake up in the morning, life is life. Life is life. That's it. You just get on with it and you just crack on. And then you get to the end of the day and you go, oh man, I hate my life. I've had to work hard all day. And you just do it. You run the same pattern over and over and over and over because you've never had to do anything else. The only times you've ever been strong in your life is when you've been super uncomfortable and had to do something because you had to. Like, if you had the choice, you wouldn't have, but you had no choice in that situation. Why can't you wake up like that every single day? Why can't you wake up every single day and go, I'm hungry and I need to go and eat? Because that's what a lion in the wild does. Remember the lion in the zoo? The lion in the zoo doesn't wake up and go, right, what can I go and kill today? The lion in the zoo gets conditioned to go, where's my food? And it sits there and waits for it to literally be given on a plate. Whereas the lion in the jungle doesn't do that. The lion wakes up in the morning and is a freaking lion. It gets out there and it kills it every single day. Are you? Because chances are you're not. Now, this is going to hurt some of you, and I don't care. You know why? Because I care about you more sometimes than you care about your damn self. And I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to be your best friend, because your best friend tells you the freaking truth. And the truth is this. You, my friend, you stop. All you do is talk, and you don't do. Some of you who follow me, you go to seminar after seminar, webinar after webinar, event after event, jumping up and down, clapping, happy, and you're doing shit. Nothing afterwards. Because all you're doing is feeding your desire to trick yourself into looking like you're busy and you're productive. You're out there posting on Instagram and Facebook, oh, I was at this event learning how to do this, and I'm at this event networking with this person, and how many people have you seen that are super successful, that are constantly posting how many freaking events they're at? Tell me, how many people have you seen that you aspire to be like, that are super successful, that are constantly posting, I was at this event and I went here and no, you know why they don't do it? It's because they're out there freaking doing the work. And you, my friend, are not. You're a junkie. That's what you're doing. You're just addicted to knowledge, you're addicted to consuming, and you have zero desire to produce. Look, you're going to check out one day. Tomorrow's promised to nobody. Do you want to be that person who ends up being that person who had a lot to say but nothing to show for it? Or do you want to be that person who had little to say and everything to show for it? You get to choose every single day which type of person you want to show up as. And right now, my friends, you are running a pattern that is going to destroy your future because you are scared of a little bit of hard work. Now, this is where some of you are going, you don't know my life, Jess. I work hard. I wake up in the morning. I get my kids ready. I take them to school. I go to work. In the evening, I try and work on my business or I work on myself. But you don't understand though, just because I got to feed the kids and I got to do this and I got to do that. Jesus, have you listened to yourself? Have you actually sat down one day and listened to yourself? You are speaking like an ordinary person. Now, there is nothing wrong with ordinary people. There are some beautiful, incredible, ordinary people out there. No disrespect. My parents are, quote unquote, ordinary people, and I love them with all of my heart. Now, why am I telling you that? Because they subscribed to a life of mediocrity, because that's what they wanted. That's what they were conditioned to do. Stay in your lane, steady Eddie. And with all due respect, had I listened to them, I would have been doing the same. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know, right? They're your parents. They're going to teach you the best that they can. Now, that's the truth. My parents were teaching me the best that they can. They were doing the best with the resources that they had at the time. And I upskilled and I learned that there were better ways to live your life. And because you, my friend, have subscribed to an ordinary level of thinking, but you want an extraordinary life, that is why you're not where you want to be. Because you got to take the ordinary and do extra to make it extraordinary. That's why the word is extraordinary. Make sense? So why are you living an ordinary life? Why are you subscribing to this ordinary mindset? Why? I don't actually understand how it's serving you. How can you look at yourself in the mirror every single day, not being where you should be in life, knowing that you're dicking about and wasting time going to this event, wasting time with that person, meeting that person, tricking yourself into thinking that you're productive when you don't have the results to show for it? How can you look at yourself? Now, this might sound harsh, but I'm being honest with you. You need to wake up. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and actually call yourself a bloody joke. That's what you need to do. You're gonna, no, listen to me. Don't get offended and start crying and shit. I'm telling you the truth. You need to look in the mirror and go, I'm a joke. I'm an absolute joke. Look at me. Look how old I am, and I'm not where I should be in life. There are 20-year-olds smashing it out there, and look at me. And you know why I'm telling you to do that? Because pain will drive you. It don't hurt enough. You wake up every morning and you're comfortable. You get up in your comfortable bed. You wake up in your comfortable home. You put on your comfortable slippers. You slap on your comfortable gown. You go downstairs into your comfortable kitchen. You make yourself a comfortable warm cup of coffee. You go and sit down on your comfortable sofa and you go and switch on your comfortable television set. How can you possibly grow with comfort in your life? Every single day, you, my friend, are living a life of comfort. Now, I'm not telling you every single day needs to be a fight. I'm not telling you every single day needs to be a challenge. But until you start living in an uncomfortable fashion for a certain period of time, you will never experience the things that you want. And as they say, easy times create hard times. Think about that. If right now you're trying to take the easy route out, then you'll always have a hard life. You'll always be moaning. You'll always be complaining that, hey, like I have to work all the time and I have to do this and I have to do that. And you'll always be moaning, and you'll never get to where you want to go. Why? Because you're living comfortably. It's comfortable. You're just doing the easy stuff, the easy way out. Look, it's about time you did more. You can't tell me that you're doing more when there's people like Elon Musk out there freaking sleeping only 6 hours a night. And by the way, he says it himself, unless he sleeps for 6 hours, his productivity goes down by like 60%. And look, I'm a big believer in sleep. People go, oh, you listen to all these Americans sometimes. And I love you, American people. You're my friends. But some of you need your head checked. Hustle hard. I'll sleep when I'm dead. No, if you don't sleep, you will die very, very soon. And then you will sleep forever. Your body needs rest. I'm an ex-psychiatric nurse. I know what kind of stress and dis-ease a lack of sleep places on the body. Now, I'm talking about quality sleep. Even if you got 5 to 6 hours of quality sleep a night, that's 18 hours left in the freaking day for you to go and crush it. Some of you are coming home at the end of the day, and then you're putting the kids to bed, and you're doing this, and you're like, oh, I need some time for myself. God, what a day. Gosh, I need to put my feet up, have a cup of tea. And in that 1 hour where you're putting your feet up and having a cup of tea and watching a bit of Netflix, you could have been moving yourself closer towards your goals. You can achieve a lot in an hour. People underestimate how much they can achieve in 1 hour. Now, you do that every single day of the week. That's 7 hours a week where you are working on something, doing, not freaking attending events and fucking courses all the time, trying to change your life. You should be out there implementing the work. But no, you won't do it. Why? Because you're too comfortable. You are too comfortable. And some of you are surrounding yourself with mediocrity every single day. Look, I've got to a place in my life where I can't be around it anymore. You might be thinking, Jessen, you're being harsh now. That's out of order. No, I'm being honest. I cannot stand being around people with mediocrity in their minds. I cannot stand being around people who bitch and moan and complain all the time and blame everybody else and adopt this victim mentality. I can't freaking stand it. I'm allergic to it. It lowers my vibration and I don't want to be around it. I want to preserve my energy. I want to be around winners. I want to be around people who are winning. Now, even if you don't have the results to show for it just yet, as long as you subscribe to a champion mentality, to a winner's mindset, you don't moan, you don't bitch, you don't make excuses. You look at yourself in the mirror and you say, hey, listen, man, you are making excuses. As long as you're that type of person, then we can hang out. I don't care what you got in the bank, but if you come to me with your negative, low vibration energy, I don't want to know you. I don't want to hear about how hard your life is. I don't want to hear we're all going through stuff. At the point of me recording this particular episode, I have more things going on in my life than you could possibly imagine. But you know what? I show up and I deal with it anyway. I don't throw pity parties. I don't tell everyone online how hard my life is. Look, you are sitting there going like, but why am I attracting shit all the time? Because you project shit. That's it. You sit there moaning about, oh man, my life is this, my life. You meet people. Even, look, when I go to the gym in the mornings, I just like put my headphones on and I zone out from everybody because people in there are often very, very negative. You hear them in the changing rooms. Oh, no, another day. Oh, it's another day in paradise. Oh, it's life shit, innit? Like, I can't stand these people. That I cannot stand. Like, I just keep my mouth shut because honestly, I swear I would lay into them. They just prescribe to this life of freaking mediocrity, and that's all they know. And as they say, right, misery loves company. Misery loves company. And that's why, my friend, you're attracting more misery into your life, because misery attracts more misery. And that's it. That's it. If you're going around moaning, complaining, whining, bitching all the time, like, come on. Like the level of thinking that people have, even the other day, again, in the gym, I literally had to just zone out from it. There's one guy talking to another guy, he's saying, oh, back in the days at work, mate, we used to get paid a silly amount of money for not having to do much. And you know what he's complaining about? He's now complaining that for the same money, he now has to do more work. Hang on, your employer was paying you a lot of money before for doing a little bit of work. Your employer finally figured out, because they're running a business at the end of the day, that they're bleeding money for a lack of productivity, and they've pulled you up on it. And now you actually have to do the work that you were employed to do in the first place and not hide behind your desk. And you're pissed off? You dickhead. What an absolute muppet. You deserve to stay behind that desk and be bloody miserable. Why? because you have a taker's mentality. If that was your company, would you like it if people were sitting around hiding, not doing what they should be doing on their employment contract, but you as the employer paying them everything that you agreed to pay them on the employment contract? Do you think that'd be a fair exchange? Think about it right now. Those of you who run a business, if one of your team members were doing 20 hours a week if they're lucky, but you were paying them for 40 hours a week, do you think that's a fair exchange? No, it's not. So why does that person who's the employee think it's okay to go around moaning that their boss has pulled them up on the fact that they are being paid to not even work? Like, that's just stupid. That's why I say, if you're going to carry on thinking like that, you deserve to be sat behind the desk, bloody miserable, being the worker and getting the boss to kick your ass. Why? Because you are useless. That's it. Now, I'm not saying having a job is a problem. I'm saying that even when I had a job, when I was younger and I had a job, I showed up as my best. I treated that place like it was my own. I showed up. Why? Because I was grateful for the opportunity and I was getting paid for it. And most people don't have any bloody work ethic anymore. We just want to take. You got to drop that mentality and you got to go out there and make instead. Go and make some stuff. Go and make something of your life. Look, I'm just being real and honest with you, and you can probably hear the passion and the frustration in my voice right now because I'm fed up of you, my friend, doing the same things every single day and not being where you want to be. It's your responsibility. It's your duty. You have to honor your future by honoring yourself right now. There are people who haven't even been born into your bloodline, that are depending on you to break these generational curses that have been bestowed upon you. Look, if any of you are listening to this right now, and you right now are, I don't know, not living your best life, and your parents lived an average life too, and your grandparents lived an average life too, and your great-grandparents lived a good life. Can you see where I'm going with this? If you are in a generation of mediocrity, but you want an extraordinary life, then what are you waiting for? What do you think is going to happen to your kids? What do you think is going to happen to your bloodline? They're going to continue and they are going to take the flame of mediocrity that burns like this, like tiny little flame, and you're going to pass that baton down to them, and they're going to carry on and they're going to pass it on to your grandkids. And before you know it, your entire bloodline continues to live a life of mediocrity. Now, I'm not saying that living a life of mediocrity is like a bad thing. I'm just saying to you right now, if you want more, you cannot be mediocre. Are you catching my drift here? You can't be telling everybody, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be rich. I want to have a nice house. I want to have a nice car. Oh, when are we going to stop having to live like this? When am I going to have to stop working all these hours? You can't keep saying that shit when you are not preparing to break the generational curse of mediocrity in your family bloodline. So level the hell up. There's people that haven't even been born in your bloodline yet right now, depending on you. Your kids depending on you. Look, you can change it all. You can turn it around in a heartbeat if you just ditch the talking and start doing more. But you're not going to do more until it hurts enough. So as I round up this episode, I'm going to leave you with this. What are you actually going to do? What are you going to do? Here's what you're going to do. Find out what actually drives you and motivates you. And it isn't just an amazing life. Yes. Go and create that vision board. Yes, go and visualize. Yes, go and do all those wonderful things. Absolutely. However, what pain are you going to attach to your current situation for you to get out there and do the work? Here's some ideas for you. Stop tolerating BS from people. Commit to higher standards. Write down all the things in your life that you're no longer willing to tolerate anymore. Say things like, I'm no longer willing to tolerate driving this kind of car. Don't get me wrong, be grateful, but say, I'm no longer willing to tolerate driving this. I deserve to drive a luxury vehicle. I don't need to tolerate living in this house anymore. I deserve to live in a bigger house. I don't deserve to be getting paid what I get paid right now. I'm not going to tolerate that anymore. I deserve better. And the minute you start saying what you don't want to tolerate anymore, guess what starts to happen? your standards start to go up. And when your standards start to go up, you stop trying to please everyone around you. When your standards start to go up, you stop trying to fit in and actually go and do the things that you want to do. Because when someone crosses your standards, it hurts. It hurts. Right now, if your employer or your customers try to pay you half of what they currently pay you for the same service, you'd get pissed off. Why? Because they crossed your standards. Well, what happens if you elevate your standards right now? What happens if you say, right, my standard for what I should earn is double what I'm earning right now, and I refuse to accept anything lower than that? It would piss you off every time someone paid you less than that, which makes you drive towards the vision of the life that you want. You've got to attach some pain to your life. Ask yourself this as well. Who are you letting down right now? I want you to look at your children. For those of you who have kids, I want you to look at your children in the eyes, and I want you to look at them, and I want you to feel the pain of being a failure. Do it. I promise you, it will wake you the hell up. When you look into your children's eyes and you see them living a life that you know that they could be living a better life as well, but because of you, because of your inability to step up, because of your inability to grow, because of your inability to stop dicking about and wasting time and actually produce some results, because of you, they are living this life of mediocrity, and it's all your flipping fault. Let that pain drive you. Do it. Do it. I'm not telling you to do stuff that's going to harm you. I'm doing, and cry if you want to cry when that happens. Because why? Because that pain will drive you. Now you've got a vision. Now you've got some pain. You've got the power of being pushed away from the pain, and you've got the power of being pulled towards your vision. You are on the right path. But if you're going to sit there all the time, my friends, and just dream, then I'm afraid you're going to leave this world with dreams instead of leaving this world with memories instead. Don't be that person who gets to their deathbed and meets the person that they could have become. Don't be that person who gets to their deathbed and wishes they did this and wishes they did that. Look, it's too late then. Because they say, you regret what you've done. No, never regret what you've done. Regret what you haven't done. And when you're about to check out, my friends, when God comes knocking on the door and said, it's your time, my child, it's too late. And if you're at that point, you can't close your eyes and leave this world happy because you gave it your all, happy because you left this world in a better place than when you came into it, happy knowing that your bloodline is going to live a completely different life because you broke that generational curse. And unless you can do that, you've got work to do right now, not tomorrow, right now. So all I want you to do after this podcast episode is play it again if you need to, leave a review, share it with somebody. I want this episode to go viral. Why? Because more people need to bloody hear it. I want it to go everywhere. Share it on your platforms. Help me to get this out to the world. Share it. The more you someone is going to thank you for my words. Someone's going to thank you for letting them listen to this today. And that means you are someone of value because you're pouring into someone else. Go out there and be valuable. Stop being a liability and be an asset in other people's lives. So go and share this podcast, leave a review, go and listen to it 10 times if you freaking have to, and go and do some work. There's work to be done, my friends. It's not going to happen if you sit on your backside. Now, as I said earlier on, after this, you might never want to speak to me ever again. And you know what? That's okay, because I am not here to please everybody. I'm here to be the messenger. I'm here to be that beacon of light. I'm here to open your eyes so that you don't get hurt. And if that involves you not liking me after this, but you listen, then I've achieved my outcome. If that involves you still liking me after this and you listen, I've achieved my outcome. Either way, I'm winning. And by the way, anyone listening to this who's sending me some negative vibes, send some more. Why? Because I feed off of it. I feed off of the fact that you're thinking about me. I feed off of the fact that you're giving me more energy. Why? Because, hey, look, if you're pissing some people off, you're doing something right. And I'm here to agitate you, my friends. Agitate you to the point where you cannot stand yourself anymore and the level of mediocrity that you've been subscribing to, and you level the hell up. Make sense? Thank you for listening. Leave a review. Subscribe on your favorite channel. And until next time, I wish you all the wealth, health, success, and happiness that you and your bloodline truly, truly deserve. Take care for now.
You've been listening to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jessen James. Don't forget to subscribe and follow on all the channels, links in the show notes. Please also leave a review and visit www.jessenjames.com to find more resources on how to create the life you deserve.